In fact, this was the state that arguably tipped the 2016 election. This is Pennsylvania, 20 electoral votes. This is a major jewel in the crown of any presidential campaign. Let's look at some of the factors that are going to be driving the situation in Pennsylvania. COVID blowback, this looms large in Pennsylvania, and a court ruled against lockdowns in September, so that's a big issue, similar to Michigan in that respect. So this is also the Rust Belt effect here, a lot of Reagan Democrats, industry, white working class. These are votes that may migrate towards Trump, as they did somewhat in 2016. But there's a few other X factors in Pennsylvania, new stuff. The southwest part of this state, that's that part of what we call the red firewall, that extends from West Virginia through to Ohio. So this is really a Republican stronghold here that straddles 3 states. So that's something that's pretty solid, I think, in the GOP's favor. But let's look at this. This is Scranton's forgotten son, Joe Biden, a Pennsylvania native, a boy from Scranton. He has apparently fracked off the Democrats by flip-flopping on the issue of fracking. So this is a big jobs issue, again, an industrial issue. This is what Trump is using this as a major point of his strategy. And so a lot of these disaffected people may be working in the oil and gas industry. They might be throwing their support behind Donald Trump in 2020, whereas that you might have had more undecideds in 2016. The margin was so slim in 2016, 0.72%. So really a question of 40,000 odd votes. So very, very lean margin in 2016. So can the GOP increase that margin, or can the Democrats cut into that? And it wouldn't be hard for them to cut into it if they had, let's say, high voter registration numbers. We'll take a look at that issue in a minute. Third party vote, a lot of people blamed Jill Stein for Donald Trump taking Pennsylvania. In states like Michigan and Wisconsin, Gary Johnson, Jill Stein, they're not in the picture in 2020. What's going to happen to those votes? That would be enough to swing the state if you knew where those votes were going, or if they were sitting out, for instance. That would factor in too. So what's the dark matter? The dark matter is new Republican voters registered. This is a big factor. It's not really been reported, not really since the last couple of days. So let's look at that. So this is a dead heat. However, we're going to give the edge to Trump, and here's why. Take a look at this. You talk about dark matter. Have a look at this. This is a report that just came out from JP Chase. Voter registration patterns give Trump an edge that's invisible to polling. This is classic dark matter. Here in Pennsylvania, a blue-leaning state, normally Trump won by 44,292 votes in 2016. But since then, the Republican Party has picked up nearly 200,000 new Republican voters in Pennsylvania. This is massive. So JP Morgan says these gains, along with the margin from 2016, potentially bounce 240,000 coming into November 3rd. I mean, that would pretty much seal the deal for the Republicans in a massively key swing state. Now, a lot of people say the Republicans could still get the Electoral College, get the 270 votes without carrying Pennsylvania, but certainly when you look at things like this, it could be a deal breaker in terms of the Democrats expecting to carry one of their classic stronghold states. So, but again, we see similar bounces in terms of voter registration in Florida, in North Carolina. So, a lot of these swing states, they could move in a direction that has been completely lost by mainstream pollsters. So let's take a look at some other factors here. Again, this is what it's looking like on the Pennsylvania tracking poll. This just came out just in the last couple of days. And look at the Biden lead has really shrunk. We're down here to plus 4 points. Biden 49, Trump 45. So that race is completely tightening. That's mainstream tracking here. So if you factor in all the other things that we're talking about in terms of dark matter, it's definitely moving red. Hence, this is why we've called it in favor of Trump.